Brennan here with Movement Mondays, and I'd like to welcome you back. Today we're going to take a little bit of a different track. So we're going to focus today on a bit of performance. So for today we're focusing on the handstand and the handstand push-up. Now this episode is going to be for anybody who does CrossFit, anybody who does any of the boot camp style workouts that have you going into a handstand, doing handstand push-ups, gymnasts, and then other martial artists such as people that do capoeira, people that judo players, people that have to sometimes support themselves on their hands and be able to do that without getting injured. And so today we're going to focus on the mobility needs we need to have in order to do a handstand, the strength and stabilization for our shoulders, and then we're going to go over some techniques that will get you there to where you can do a handstand push-up or just a handstand if that's your goal.
Step 1 is mobilizing for it. We're starting here because loss of mobility in your upper back can prevent you from loading your arms overhead. This includes the ability of your upper back from going from its natural forward curve to a more straight position, which would also prevent you from having your arms go fully overhead. For the first exercise, we'll use a foam roller to create a pivot point to extend your back over. Perform 5 reps starting at the bottom of your rib cage and roll up towards the shoulder blades. If you're missing out on some motion at the shoulder, like the ability to put it overhead or to reach behind you and touch your opposite shoulder blade, you will not be able to load your shoulders into a handstand without compensating, which usually leads to injury. So for the pictured exercise with a strap or a rope, you want to go ahead and pull your upper arm towards the top of the opposite shoulder blade while pulling your bottom arm towards the bottom of the opposite shoulder blade. Stabilizing for it. Now we want a stable platform before we start to load with body weight, since these stabilizers we don't want to grab the biggest weight in the gym. Generally less than 20 pounds is enough. Bottoms up kettlebell carry and waiter's carry are our first stops, followed by a modified Turkish get-up, finishing with a T stability push-up. All these should be done to fatigue or close to it. And again, not the biggest weight in the gym. Generally less than 20 pounds is sufficient for the weights. Next, we want to load for it. Our progressions for loading our shoulders follows this following sequence. First is our pike push-up. Again, lowering the head towards the floor as slowly as you can, followed by a pike single leg press, starting to add a bit more load to those shoulders. Moving on to the pike push-up with your feet elevated. And finally, the pike single leg push-up. Next, we're going to balance for it. Balancing for a handstand can take several paths. How we teach it at Body Mechanics and Tallahassee Capoeira are a progression through the K stand, where one leg is up and the other is in front of you for balance. The K switch, switching legs also while maintaining balance. Or alternately, you can work with a sturdy wall with fingers roughly 3 inches off the wall, pushing through your fingertips to pull your feet off the wall while keeping your body rigid. Strengthening for it. The progression we use here is very similar to what you'll see with strength training when you're trying to go past where you currently are. We start off with wall negatives. Next, we're going to use momentum from our legs to assist with it. So we're going to go ahead and kick up while pressing our arms at the same time. We'll do some partner burnouts, which are not videoed or pictured here, but using a friend to help lower you down. And then finally, pressing up and balancing against the wall. And then we'll finish this up with freestanding, going down, kicking up, and then followed by freestanding without any assist. Once you've got that, don't forget to try it from different angles.
So there you have it. It's your 5 steps to working towards a handstand or a handstand push-up. Remember, the steps are: we're going to mobilize for it, we're going to stabilize for it, then we're going to start loading it. Fourth, we're going to balance for it, and lastly, we're going to strengthen for it. For these and other training tips, find us at Black Belt Physio on Facebook and Instagram, TallahasseePT.com. And remember, if you had any pain while performing any of these movements, don't forget to consult your local physio or physical therapist, and we'll help you get to where you want to go. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.